I'm Stella, and my capstone project was we have a club called Academic League, which is a kind of quiz bowl where we do competitive trivia against other schools' teams. So, in order to have a capstone project, what I wanted to do was make our home matches where schools come to us to compete feel more like a game show. I wanted it to emulate how creative our school is by making our production value for our events that we have here better for the schools that come and visit us. So a large part of this was I wanted buzzers that trigger light cues. When you sit down and someone reads you a question and you have to buzz and answer it, I wanted to make sure that when you buzz, the light on your team will stay on and the other teams will either dim or go out. In order to do this, I have these buzzers here that we've been using in Academic League for years and years and years. I don't know how old these are. And what these do is I have connected a wire and I've soldered that wire into each of these individual buzzers that goes to this right here, which is an Arduino. And that connects to here, which has the Arduino code, which as you can see is a kind of modified C++ that you use for these Arduino circuit boards. I coded all of this so that it would send OSC messages, which is open sound control, to QLab here, and then QLab would communicate with the final software, which is this EOS software, which controls the lights. So all of this, when implemented, makes it so that when I press one of these buzzers, it triggers a light cue, which you can see represented by this light back here. It's not fully physically how it's going to look in the space when it's completely done, but I wanted a representation of it so that you can physically see that triggering a buzzer does move a light in person and not just in the software. So, as you can see, if I'm on the red team here and I trigger this buzzer, both that light moves, and you can see in the serial monitor right here, it tells you which button I pressed, so red 5, and it triggered light Q1. I can then clear it out using this button, which makes it so that any other buzzer can be pressed again. And it goes back to normal, which is our Q3. And I can also do this with the other team. And you can see that was green 4 triggered, and the light moves that way instead, because we can make it so that each team can trigger different cues. I'm really happy with how this turned out. We also, I've made this tablecloth that can hopefully go over the tables, and a much larger one that would go in front, so that hopefully in all, when we sit down and another team comes in, we look professional and we look creative, and it represents who we are as a school. Thank you.